Welcome in, friends. How we doing? How's our Sunday? Little ghost child's gonna get you. I know. Little Toothy McToothface is floating away over there. Ready to do bad things. Oh, my Lanta. Iris, thank you for the 5 months. It's really relaxing. Sundays, I usually, it's supposed to be our chill day. So I always play like lo-fi. So it's more of a chill, you know? And then we end up we're going to do apocalypse runs today. So I don't know how chill it's really going to be. Percy, thank you for the 11-month Prime. Appreciate you, dude. Thank you. Dwolly, thank you for the 4 months. Baby 91 and 14 months. Oh, my God. Oh, hey, how are you? What up, Newt? Mayor, hello, my friend. What's up, Olive? How are we doing? What's up, Emery? Oh, boy. We say it's going to be chill. It's not really going to be chill. Here for the apocalypse. Yeah. Made you think that your PC is speaking? Does that have voice commands? Can I, like, say something and it'll happen? Shut down. Did it work? If they don't come back, it worked. It's like the old trick that you used to play on people that had the Xbox Kinetic things, and they would play their game through their speakers. You would just yell, Xbox, shut off, and then their Xbox would turn off. It was the funniest shit. It was so good. Sam, hello, how are you? Pixel Pixie, hello. How we doing, friends? I didn't get to finish day 1. Has he had to restart? No, this is our second time doing this. Knife. Thank you for the 10 months. Hold on, we'll switch over. Let's do the old switcheroo. Yeah, we should be good. Hello. This is our second time trying it. So the first time that we tried this, we were taken down by a cell block prison ghost. This time, we are now to Apocalypse 1. And I don't ever actually try the Apocalypse runs. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. I don't know how it's going to go. What I missed? Gamer Wolf, thank you for gifting a sub to BitDog. Thank you, friend. Thank you. Carson, thank you for the tier 1. Welcome in. I appreciate you guys. How we doing? Should be fun? Sure. Whatever you said. Faith, hello. Hi, friend. I can't. We'll do it after that's over. That's fine. But yes, we'll see how it goes. I'm not completely sold on what the day is going to bring us. I guess we will play it by ear, in a manner of speaking. Spedsy, hello. Welcome in. Alexandra, hello. You got this. I got something. It might be ghosty hands. I'm not sure. Blondie, thank you for the tier 1. Usually get to watch the VODs. Excited to catch the live. There's a lot of peeps that don't have the opportunity during the week because I stream really late just because of job and kids and all that jazz. But for some of you guys, that's like 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and that's ridiculous. So I totally understand. But that's what makes Sunday so great, is that this is the opportunity where you guys are awake. Yeah. Alexandra, I got to message you. I have to DM you. I slacked because I went to go message you and get you the code. And when I went to go do that, then kiddos immediately, Dad, hey, Dad, hey, Dad. I'm like, okay, I'll message you today. This is a good time. Yeah, it's a good time for many. For many. I am unfortunately, what do you mean? Never seen an Apocalypse 1 or 2 run. We'll go through the settings. We'll look at I'm going to go with the presets. Whatever the game is suggesting we do, we're going to use it. So I'm not going to change anything. So yeah. Yeah. Oh, you guys would be so proud of me. Look what I have downstairs. And it's going to stay down here. I have a better opener and I don't know where it is. Someone gave it to me as a gift. It's a claw, literally like a claw it's great. I don't have to use my desk anymore. I'm a big boy. It's gross. Yeah. I now have a bottle opener, so I don't have to open it with the side of a table. is what it's basically what I've been doing. Progress. Dude, also I have a fan that is literally like, we're talking 2 feet from me. It's in my face. In my face. Indy, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How was your stream? I need to get, dude, I need to get the auto shout out thing fixed where it says what game you are playing. Because it doesn't do that. And I hate it. I'll figure it out later. I'll tell Olive to help me with my dad brain. Indy, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Baked Bean, thank you for the sub. Oh my God, Nisi, thank you for the bits. Mrs. Flash stream. Oh, this month we are going to. Yeah, she'll be there for the 24-hour. She'll be playing. Indy, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. I appreciate you. Reaper, welcome in. How's it going? How we doing? How are you? Break of daylight. I see you, friend. Spicy Pam, hello. Yeah. It's supposed to be a chill day. It's not going to be a chill day. We're going to go ahead and get Phaz open so that way we're ready to roll when it's time. When's the 24-hour going to be? I'm not sure of the day yet. We're still trying to figure it out. Not playing this week, is she? I don't know. That's a good question. Thank you for the lurk, Indy. Do your thing, chicken wing. Go get your foods. Go get your snack or your nap, whatever you got to do. Tired Pamster, what up, Fred? Good to see you. It was great to pop in and hang out with you for a little bit the other day. Weekend or Friday, please. That's almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. Emmy! Thank you so much. Oh my God. What's up, Bio? I would almost guarantee it's going to be on the weekend or a Friday, like Friday, Saturday. It's probably going to be a Friday or a Saturday because for me to do 24 hours, it needs to basically roll into the next day. And I can't take off work for that or anything without getting yelled at, probably. Yeah. Until your clip share. Listen, I didn't share my clip. Okay. I jumped into Tired Pamster's stream and they were so kind and they gave me a shout out and it did the whole like show a clip of yours thing. And it was one that where I got jump scared, but then they got jump scared because they were standing outside of the house and forgot they were outside of the house and they got scared too. Gonna have to sleep in the office again? No, we're not sleeping. Nope. This 24-hour, I said that we would do another legit 24-hour where we just truck for 24 hours. And that's what we're going to do. So, no sleep. To Brooklyn. That's right. Yep. For the kids, damn it. Will you play Doll Imposter again? Yes. Absolutely. Sorry. My game's freaking out. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. There we go. Was it no sleep day? Whatever day we decide to do the stream, that's definitely going to be no sleep. Is it going to be the 24-hour? I don't know. Probably. Now, the difference is that my VODs that get pushed over to YouTube and the stream will not save, which is a really stupid thing on the YouTube side of things. If it's over 12 hours, YouTube won't save it. So the only way it can be on YouTube, like the VOD, is if I download it, separate it by 12 hours, and then upload it. So, I don't know. It's dumb. Like, I get it, so you don't have people streaming for 48 hour long videos, which would be nuts. But on the other hand, yeah, it's just annoying on our side. We'll figure it out. I think I've done it before. Pretty sure I did a 24-hour where I uploaded in 2 12-hour chunks. So maybe I'll do that again. Yeah, I don't know. How'd the challenge go last stream? We got all the way through Insanity. So that means we are now moving on to APOC 1. APOC 1. I'm scared. Should be no problem with your fancy fiber. Yeah, I do have fiber now. The wire's literally the fiber's literally coming out of my ceiling because I still have to figure out a way to get it. Yeah, I just wanted it quickly, so they basically just hung it from there. But it works. It's fine. Have fun. Thank you. I'm going to try. What ghost has killed me the most? I don't know if it's still a Yurei or not. Raiju. That's right. It's a balancing game between a Raiju and a Yurei. But my most common ghost is still a Yurei. I've just died less to them. Yeah. Just died a little bit less. Yeah. Guys, thank you for the hype train. Thank you guys so much, man. Demon for you. Oh my goodness. Emmy, thank you again for the 10 months. Okay. Cater Tot, I'm good, friend. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, how are you? All right. While we're here, let's get things rocking. Get them ready. Boop, boop. Deb, dude. What's up, friend? All right. Get that up and we'll get going. Yeah, Faith, I will be. Yeah, I will be for sure. About to get on the boat. Oh, you're getting on a boat. Kitten kills. Oh, that's right. You get to have all the fun adventures. Well, I hope you have fun, friend. I don't know if you're fishing or if you guys are just cruising or what you're doing, but have a blast, man. Have a blast. Gotten way too many milings. I don't know. I feel like I don't get that many. Yeah, I don't get too many. All right, let's see how that goes. Okay, that's ready to rock. That's ready to go. Yo, what's up, Jay-Z? How you doing, friend? Another game that I saw pop up in my YouTube scrolls, just randomly rolling along. Another game that I saw was, oh God, what's it called? It's like a Where's Waldo horror game. Let's Find Larry. I don't know if you guys have seen that before, but I want to try it. I want to try it. What's up, Macy? Cosmic, hello. Pretty good to see you. Oh my goodness. Okay. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Where's this one? Go there. Do that. Go there. What's up, B? How you doing, friend? We're just getting things set up everywhere so that way I'm ready to go, which I basically am. We'll go over here and we'll take a look at the maps. Are you gonna try Panic? What game is that? Bubbly. I don't know if I've heard of that. You can please feel free to any game that you want me to try, put it in the Discord. I have a channel, a game suggestion channel, so that way I don't forget about them as we're talking about them, because I 100% will. Yeah. How far in are we? We're on to APOC 1. We're on to APOC 1. Good to see you, Chi. All right. We're ready to go. What's up, B? We're ready to rock. How's Phasmophobia work? Phasmophobia is a ghost investigation game where you use the tools that you bring with you to the investigation to try and figure out what ghost you have. You are looking for evidence. Depending on the difficulty, you might get less evidence, but then there's the possibility that the ghost is going to hunt you, depending on your sanity and some other things that happen in the game. So you do have to hide. The ghost can get you and you can lose your stuff. So yeah. Hi, Mr. Carr. So yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. What's your opinion on Bleasdale? Bleasdale's fine. Yeah. Grafton is still my favorite farmhouse, but I don't mind. I don't mind Bleasdale. They're going to be revamping them anyway, so it's really hard to say what they're going to look like when they are done. Yeah. Dana, what's up, Scott? Hey, Jay-Z, welcome in. You forgot the 10 times run difficulty for Brownstone. Wait, what? Are you talking about for this? Get out of here, Car. Get the hell out of here. No, we are on APOC 1. So if you look at APOC 1, this is where we are. We have completed, we did amateur, intermediate, professional, nightmare, insanity. We are here. We are here. What up, Flatch? Any idea when the revamps are happening? No clue. No idea. No, not even an inkling. I can't tell you if it's this year. I have no idea. We haven't been led to believe anything yet. There's a lot of balancing happening right now between like the next update that's coming soon, like really soon. And then, you know, whenever console happens and the revamps for the farmhouses, and it's just, yeah. Mallory, hello. Sunday stream vibes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, the new YouTube video is up. The link is in the, it's pinned right now. I'm about to unpin it here in a second. But we got the Stairway 7 video up. So if you haven't seen it yet, it's there. Edgefield's a great map. Oh, I love Edgefield. Edgefield's great. Small maps. Small maps are great. You can do them quick. Unless you're doing APOC runs. Then I don't know how fast it's actually going to be. That was a fun stream. Dude, that jump scare. Sweet baby Jesus. Visit the grandma. Oh, heading home. Mini Weedy. Have a safe drive, friend. Yeah, Stereo 7's a good one, man. If you guys haven't tried it yet, I would give it a shot. It's another anomaly game. I would give it a look. Spicy Pam, thank you for gifting us sub to Carpy Carp. You repressed it? You should relive it. Hey Daisy, good to see you. All right, here I'm gonna unpin it, but it's on the YouTubes. If you haven't checked out the YouTubes, the channel's there. All right, right YouTube? YouTube understands. All right, well, we need to look and see what the APOC settings are because I don't know what the, wait, am I about to, oh, whatever, it's fine. We'll fix it later. APOC 1. Yeah, I just screwed up my 1012. Oh, whatever. So let's look and see. Let's look and see what settings we get to have. So starting sanity is 75. That's literally the same as insanity. So that's not too bad. Sanity pill restoration's 20. Sanity drains 200. We cannot sprint. We are normal speed. No, oh, flashlights we do have that says on. Okay. Ghost is 150. So the second you hit APOC 1 settings, Ghost is already a speed demon. And that's as fast as the Ghost will go. Okay. High roaming. High changing room. Which could be good because if it does change room, you can go ahead and cancel out a Goryo because Goryos suck. Okay. Interaction amount low. Event frequency low. Friendly Ghost off. Doy. Grace period 2 seconds. Not bad. That's fine. Hunt duration is high. It'll hunt longer. Kills extends hunts. I'm playing solo. It doesn't matter. 2 evidence. It's really interesting, you know? So when you do insanity, insanity is 1 evidence. But when you do the game's official APOC 1 settings, you get 2 evidence. I don't know if I've ever looked at that before. Interesting. Interesting. What up, Squishy? Yesterday was your birthday. Well, happy birthday. What's up, Alyssa? 90s B, good to see you. What up, dude? Finally got Prestige 2. Nice. GG's, dude. It takes a while, especially if you don't get like the chance to play a ton. It takes a long time. A Thay's gonna hunt me as soon as I step in. At least we'll know what it is. No, son, my goal is to not mess with the APOCs. I'm not messing with any of the game settings. None. Nope. Nope. We're going to rock with what it gives me. That way, to me, that it's a fair play because then someone is not playing off of settings that are worse. They're playing off the same settings, you know? 6 foot. Thank you for the 17 months. Almost a year and a half. Holy moly. What up, Amber? Yeah. Okay. So, fingerprints, 100% chance. The duration is 60. That seems pretty norm. Setup time doesn't matter. Weather's random. Fine. Doors starting open is set to high. The reason this matters is because on a lower setting, it's usually low. Like on amateur, it's set to like low or none, or can it be none? Oh, it can be none. And then if you find a door open, you know where the ghost is. So yeah, number of hiding places, 0. Nilch. Which is not awful because we know where we can hide. Especially in Edgefield. Sanity monitor is on. Activity monitor is on. Shit. Damn. APOC 1 is only 6 time. Yeah. APOC 1 is times 6. APOC 2 is times 10. And then APOC 3 is times 15. Yeah. Gonna play no evidence day? If we get there. If we get there. What's up, Mr. Animator? What are we doing? We're doing day 2 of our challenge. Do I have tier 3 firelights? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Pirate Princess, hello. All right, well. I guess we just go for it, yeah? I don't know how much I believe in us. I mean, me. But I guess we'll see. All right, we're here. Take a look at the awesome, it's raining. The nice thing is the rain doesn't affect these guys. Okay. Well, we're going to be a little strategic about this. I'm not just going to go barreling in. I'm not just going to go barreling in. We are going to go set up shop. I think that's the idea. And we are going to get 2 pieces of evidence. We cannot sprint. I'm just thinking of things that are like very important to remember. We can't sprint. We have 2 pieces of evidence. I start at 75 sanity. The ghost is 150 speed. All right, now the ghost can be active. How do you link your accounts? When you go to Discord, Kat, go to Discord, click on the cog wheel in the bottom left, and go to integration. Is it? No, connections. It's connections, right? And you get the boards. Yeah, you're right. And we get the boards, which is super helpful. Yeah. Santa, what's up, Red? What difficulty are we at the moment? I guess I could probably put that in the title. Huh? I'll get rid of the perfect runs only, and I'll put what we're at. I'll say currently APOC 1. There we go. It's in the title now. Yeah, you're welcome, of course. Alyssa, thank you, friend. Ashley, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, how are you? Your autocorrect isn't doing it right. What's it not doing? Thanks for the follows, by the way, guys. Much love. Much love got to do. Okay. What do we want to do? We need to get this guy. We need to get some smudgies in there, some lanterns. Yeah. Thank you. Wait, what'd I do? You put Panic Corn. And the game suggestions, thank you. I appreciate it. You're guessing Moroi? Fair enough. Watch for a while. Glad I caught the beginning. What's up, Ice? Yeah, man, we're just getting started. Just getting cracking. We might as well get all of these inside. There's no point wasting time. Bygone, hello. Get all these in there. Oh, that's not good. That almost ended it. Did you hear that? The sound stopped because I apparently was inside. That was almost rut-row. What a Sunday treat. Hey. Why you gotta be like this? I didn't mean to do that. God. Excuse me. There you go. What the hell? That was weird. That was really weird. It wasn't letting me light shit. Fracking weird. Your cat got pregnant? Oh my God. Well, GG's. Let's get this. It loves darkness. The game or the ghost? I don't see anything moving, which is good. I mean, it's also 75 sanity. So that doesn't, I mean, it might not hunt for a while. It might not hunt. It is active. We could use this for a potential 5, but I don't necessarily want to do that. I think that would be kind of cheap for this, since we're doing this kind of a run. Make it more legit. Also play with your viewers. Yeah, if we reach the goal by the end of the month. Yeah. All right, let's get you. Let's get you. Oh, what's our objectives, by the way? Escape, parabolic, and 25. Well, it could be better, but I guess it could be worse. Sinister, thank you for gifting a sub to Mountain Dew. Thank you, man. Samurai, Tabby, welcome in. Do I like Flash? Like the Flash? Yeah, he's fine. You know, the opinion's not too, you know, too crazy. I don't care about him. What up, Nars? When we reach the goal. When is that happening? When the goal is reached. Yeah. When is that? I don't know. When it's reached. Yeah. Well, I think we have a little bit of everything in there, so I think that should be fine. I made this bright AF. Check for orbs in the Lurby. What up, Scorpion? Do you need a motion sensor? I don't think so. Escape parabolic in 25. Yeah, parabolic is probably what you were thinking, Red. All right, we're gonna walk around and try to find this booger. Hiya! Misheard. No, you're fine. All is swell, friendo. All right. So what I could do is... No, Jay-Z, it never is. All right, here's going to be the dangerous thing. Okay, what we're going to do, I'm going to go run over there. Oh, I didn't... We don't have a cursed, right? Lago. Oh, my lord. All right, double smudgies. Uh-oh. That's an uh-oh. Better shut your lips. All right, let me go see what my sanity is right now. Uh-oh. It's at 70. Oh, I kind of want to take one to get our evidence. Careful, SpongeBob. That should give us 20, I think. If I remember that correctly. What's up, Z? I'm scared. What's up, Lena? Good to see you. Okay, we should be okay. I say should. That doesn't mean squat. What's up, Heather? Renee, how are you? Weekend's been good, friend. How have you been? All right, we got this. We got this. We've got... Let's see. Oh, you know what I could do? Hold on. Okay, this is risky, but we're going for it. Question is, are you there? Here. Okay. I think it was through the wall. What up, Drix? No, we're taking a risk. Taking a risk for time. What's up, Jacob? Where are you?
Right here.
No, I'm right here. Shit, the ghost is me. We've got to run. Fuck, we got to get out of here. We're in trouble. Can't believe it's me. That's so funny. Because I saw breath immediately, I'm a little suspicious of freezing. I'm a little suspicious. Come on, that's pretty funny. Getting hunted by me? Oh my god. That's so good. Still in the challenge. Yes. Yeah, we're doing it right now. We're doing it right now. Hey, Lauren. Okay. 78. Oh, man. It is going down a bit. Tis going down a bit. I'm a little suspicious of a Moroi at the moment. Would my sanity have dropped that much in that amount of time? Okay, we have Spirit Box. Let me see what this is. Spirit Wraith Twins, if it's a 5. I didn't mean to cross that off. It did walk in the salt, so we know that it's not a Wraith. Do you prefer tier 2 or tier 3? Dots? I mean, tier 3 is kind of growing on me a bit. Sanity drain, I don't remember what the percent is. It might be a little bit higher. Yeah, that might be what be throwing us off, or throwing me off. Okay, I don't see any dots. I don't see any orbs. We're going to get one more piece of evidence. So we will get something else. Sanity drain's high. Okay. Okay. Well, let's take one more and go find the bone. I think that's my goal. That's my goal. I'm taking another one of these. And I think what we might do is we might grab a smudge. Easy Wills. Thank you for the 11 months. All right. Put that in there. Okay. We're going to go sans flashlight. We're going to take a smudge with us. And we're going to go searching. Going on a boner hunt. Ah! Let's check upstairs. We're just doing quick looks right now. The paw. We do have a cursed possession. Well, shit. Didn't know that. So Insanity, you do not get a cursed possession. APOC 1, according to their official settings, you do. What? Blood sample. Thank you so much, dude. Boner. I'm glad I came upstairs. Forgot that bathroom. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that one in the back corner. Yeah. We got lucky, though. We found it. We got lucky, though. Let's try our chances here. Oh, shit. Okay. We have writing. It still could be a Moroi. It could be. It could be. Okay. Fun ghosts? Kind of. This is what we have left. Well, at least we know we can't get mimicked. At least we know that much. Yeah. Now the ghost is going to be 150 speed. So what I need to do is I need to pull this up. Okay. This is what 150 sounds like. That's 150 normal speed. Okay. So Spirit, Pulte, Mare, they're all going to sound like that. So we'll see. Go with the spirit box, see if you get the growl. But here's the issue with that is that us trying to do that might result in us getting cursed even more, and then the Moroi eats our face. Which is not a bad thing necessarily, because I do kind of need it to do things. Difficulty APOC 1. I'm also wondering if I should upgrade to tier 2 smudges for this. I didn't even see. I don't think the power's broken. I probably could go turn the power on. If it's here. It is there. are throwing a lot. Is this a Pulte? I have a smudge on me. We should be okay. Rather than make one massive pile, no. Make multiple little piles. But with like 3 or 4 objects on them. Like that. Also, we could probably do this too. Shit, why not? Let me go see what my sanity is. Taste a mimic? Well, you must be tasting a different ghost because this literally can't be a mimic. 73. Ah, that's not bad. That's not bad. But I think I took sanity though in between. Are you going to do That's Not My Neighbor ever again? Probably. Hey, get away from me. Stinky. What's the multiplier? Funny enough, APOC 1 times 6. Times 6. Jesus, that's loud. So I wonder if I'm cursed right now. I'm also hoping we hear like Pulte throw. That'd be pretty great. We could trap the ghost, make it hunt. I need to lower my sanity, but I don't think I want to do it the way that we normally do it. So if you do insanity, you should be able to do APOC 1. Probably. Uh-oh, ghost fart. Use the paw. If I use the paw, I'm going to change the weather. If I change the weather, it'll drop us 25. That dropped us 10 because of the event, which is fine. I know you can test a Dio in the spirit box. The issue with that is that it might not be a Dio. It might be a Moroi. And as I'm sitting there testing, our passive sanity is going to drain twice as fast because it's not a Dio. No sprint. No sprint. So we've got parabolic. We need to escape in 25. Finding out what it is number 1. It's number 1 on our list. Little fairy, hello. Voices on parabolic cause the Moroi curse? Sure does. Sure does. If you get a spirit box response or you get a parabolic like sound response, as in it's talk, the ghost is actually like whispering at you, you're cursed. Yeah. It's stressing me out. Yeah, me too. Try looping. Try looping 150 speed ghost while I can't sprint. Hey, psychic. Little fairy dragon, welcome in. Squeeze me? Does the curse just drain it? Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole point of the curse. So normally your passive sanity loss is a set number over time. If you get cursed, it's double and you can't retain your sanity with lights. The ghost is doing literally nothing. Are you a spirit? Won't know if you can loop it unless you try. Okay. What's my sanity? Let's go check. Mare test? Yeah, we could try. We'll do a little check. Do a little check. Make it up. Why is it not Dio? We don't know if it is or not. If I wish to change the weather, that'll be enough to make it hunt. It's spicy, but it would be enough to make it hunt. I wish for fog. I wish for fog. Thank you. Use the activity word check for EMF 5. That's pointless. We have 2 evidence. We're not going to get it anymore. Yeah. It's in the basement. That sounds really fast, right? That's normal? You sure? That sounds very fast. Let me go outside and I'll play it for you. That sounds quick. Oh, shit. I think it's because it was just there. That's why I see my breath. This is 150. Did it sound like that? Yeah, it's 150. Yeah. I mean... Okay. I don't want to get us outside of hunting range, because if it's a spirit, then I need to smudge it so we know. We're still not below 25 though. It's the same as what you played. Okay. 37. Yeah, if this was a Moroi, it would be faster. It would 1,000,000% be faster. Okay. So I need to escape it no matter what, so we can just get line of sight, smudge, and run. But we know, yeah, it's 1,000,000%. It would have come directly to us if it was a Dio. I could put objects out here in the hallway for a possible Pulte. It's gonna hunt again, so I'm probably gonna go hide. Do this here. Says a challenge. We're doing an all difficulty challenge. Pulte. We tried 3 Pulte like little mini bombs. Unfortunately, I think it's in the basement now. Hint by using the paw. It's not worth it. Yeah, it's just not worth it. What? Okay. So you're in the basement now, yeah? Shut up. All right. Not a Moroi? Okay. We have no hiding, by the way. The dangerous part about the basement is that if it hunts from the stairs, I'm probably dead. That's an issue. How many evidence do we get? We get 2. Let's try this. We'll see what it does to the shoes. We'll see what it does to the shoes. Make a little Pulte line. I don't think I technically escaped it. Yeah, I did not. Okay. 90 done. Thank you. You do the same with the shoes? Yeah. Yeah. Had captions on by accident. Man, are they wild. I mean, you know, they're not that bad. They're pretty accurate. How's Pulte line work? So we set all these shoes apart to see how much, well, the items, to see how much it screws up this pile. Why didn't you get the bone right by the shoes? There is no bone next to the shoes. Are you talking about that? That is a shoe. Is it faster? That sounds faster. No? Same as it was? Damn, I'm losing it. Here's a question. Did it hunt under 3 minutes? You son of a bitch. Did it hunt under 3 minutes? It did. So by that, not you. Did it mess up the... I mean, it did screw up these shoes a lot. Pretty sure it did. Okay. Isn't it a mare? But why would it be a mare? Could be a mare. I wouldn't say, isn't it? Like, you know, what has it done to make it a mare? The only thing, like, the only reason we could say it's a mare is because it's not these other ghosts. It might be. It did throw a lot of this shit. I kind of want to watch this pile. Could be mare. Absolutely. Could be 100%. This is going to be spicy. We got to go for it, though. It didn't seem like it was throwing like a Pulte, right? I don't think so. That was not Pulte throws. Come on, do the mare ting. Do it. Shut up. Okay, now we're suspicious of a mare. It's a stinky. Might be a Pulte. I don't know. People are saying it's not faster. Tell you what we're gonna do. I tell you what we're going to do. Because we have the ability to do it, why the hell not? Is it faster? Let's find out. Let's find out. I don't think Pulte, no. I don't think the throws that it was doing, and that's why I let it chase me a little bit. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. What's the difference between APOC 1 and Nightmare? There's a few things. There's no hiding. Why don't you look for evidence? Because we have all the evidence we're going to get. It just ate the Cruci. How much sanity do you have right now? That's a good question. Let's go look. 0. I have 0. So if it's a Moroi, this thing is going to be stupid fast. Why isn't Ghost eating Crucifix? Because the Ghost isn't hunting from here. It's hunting from downstairs. It ate the Crucifix. It ate the one downstairs. When it starts hunting, I'm taking these. Okay, there you go. You heard it again. Why is the Crucifix downstairs burning? Because the Ghost is downstairs. Yeah, the Crucifix doesn't just like implode out of nowhere. Like there's a reason for it. Gimme. Lanterns are super nice. It's a risk. This mother effer walked into this room. Do it, you shit. We're in trouble. Okay. I mean, really not. Okay, speed of the Ghost. Let's look at it like this, okay? Let's look at it like this. We do not think this is a Polty. It's not throwing enough. It hunted under 3 minutes, right? The speed, it didn't change. It's still fast. Still super fast. Not Moroi 0 sanity fast, but still really fast. And then we know it's not a Dio. Based on what we're looking at, that says mare. That says mare to me. Yeah. You're saying mimic? Okay. How much do you want to bet? I wish for knowledge. It got rid of spirit. So if it's a normal speed Ghost, Polty or mare. And it was not throwing like a Polty. My fear is that we are going to get duped by a stinky Polty that's not throwing the way that it should be. That's my fear. But, I mean, based off of the evidence, based off of what we have, I have to go mare. I have to go mare. We're just not getting its ability. That's all. Take meds next hunt? Nope, we don't have any more. Nope, they're gone. We were testing for Moroi and stuff early on. So, yeah, this is basically it. I got to go mare, man. I got to go mare. If we're wrong, you know, we tried our little hearts out. But we got the bone. We got all the photos. We got all the objectives. I think it's a mare. It even did a light bursting ability. It's not a mare. It's busted. I agree. Let's go for it, dude. We're not going to get any more information. We watched it hunt. Those were not Polty throws. They were not. Okay. Let's go, baby. That's right. That's right. Oh, I was scared. I was afraid that was it. It was over. Chalk it up. Got him, boys. That's right. 2680 for a perfect APOC 1 run. Okay. That means that now we move to APOC 2. So now let's look and see what's different about APOC 2. I have ads coming, so we're going to go ahead and run them first before we get into anything else. If you're not subbed or you don't have turbo, don't stress. Don't worry about it. That's why I do these here, so you guys don't miss anything. I don't want it to happen in the middle of a game, especially when we're doing these kinds of runs. So I'm going to go ahead and run them now, quickly, and we'll be right back, okay? Purple app is the only one that has to worry about that. Yeah. Well, the Pulte, I mean, by watching items getting thrown, you can usually tell if it's a Pulte, but man, it's just, sometimes these ghosts are a little different, you know? Dalton, Paul, welcome in. Gonna get the lunch. Yeah, no worries, Brooke. Okay. What am I? What is the badge I have? What? That sounds like a personal problem. I don't know what to do. Lady Ravenous, thank you for the bits. This is chill. Yeah, always pretty chill. Not too crazy. I'm not one of those like super hype, scream at everybody people. Play extreme. Oh, they added an extreme mode? Oh, I wasn't aware. Oh, the badge next to your name. Oh, that means you're subbed. Yeah, someone might have gifted you one. Yeah. That's what that means. Haven't played fast for 3 months. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I'm sorry. Following World Cup? No. Yeah, if you check your notifications, Jay, it should tell you. It should tell you. Someone said do extreme. Do extreme. Emily, welcome in. Carsey, thank you so much, friend. But yeah, we run the ads every hour for 3 minutes to remove pre-rolls. So anybody that's new that comes in, they're not smacked with an ad the second they walk in. Yeah. Frank, thank you for the follow. Do extreme or DEW extreme. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they're all hopped up on Mountain Dew. You bought your TwitchCon EU tickets yesterday. Nice. Awesome. How many days are you going? I don't even know how many days it technically is. Interested in playing Helldivers 2? No. I'm all jacked up a Mountain Dew. Miss playing. Oh, you should play. You definitely should. Saturday and Sunday. Nice. Hi, Peggy. Hope to see Mathman there. Oh, take pictures. Please take pictures. We would love to see. I'm sure Math will take pictures too, but yeah. Going to TwitchCon, it's still in the air for me, man. I don't know yet. I'm not completely sure. There's a lot of things happening in a very small amount of time in that area. So I'm like, it's tough right now. I'm still trying to figure it out, dude. Yeah, we'll see. Last time, Lord. Thank you for the 9-month Prime. Appreciate it, man. Love the streams. Thank you, Beck. So we'll see. It's still in the air for me. Do I want to go? Of course I do. Is it going to be uber expensive? Of course it is. But for me, it's more of a time thing. It's the time commitment that would make it rough because there'd be a lot of things back to back to back. So we'll see. Math is doing a barbecue. Oh, nice. Tell scary stories. All right, we're back. If you go by, oh, I appreciate you. No, definitely. If you're going to go, definitely go to see everybody, you know. I appreciate that very much, though. Hey, Ms. Pro. All right, we're back. So now let's look at our settings. Let's sneak a peek. I missed the Apocalypse Challenge. Sunny Meadow restricted. Sunny Meadow restricted. Wait, what? Oh. All right. So this is the preset. Okay, or not. That's fine. APOC 2. Let's look at what we have, shall we? When will the Phasmo update come? You have to follow Phasmo for that. I find out the second that you guys find out. Yeah. The only time that I might find out a little bit earlier is if we get access, if Kinetic Partners get a day early access, which might happen on the next one. Maybe. I don't know. it depends on what's getting released, and I don't know. Hey, Shade. So this ghosty is giving us 50 sanity to start. So this thing might hunt immediately. Okay. Sandy pill restoration is basically null and void. That's 5. Okay. Hey, Shaky. Drain, sure. No sprinting. Player speed is a little bit slower. It's at 75. Flashlights are on. Okay. I guess great. Ghost speed is 150. Roaming. This is all the same. This hasn't changed. Grace period 2. Hunt duration high. 1 piece of evidence. So now we're back down to 1. Yeah. Gambo. Welcome in, man. Can you teach me this properly? I mean, if you're watching the streams enough, usually, I mean, we talk about a little bit of everything as they happen in the moment, which in my opinion makes it a little bit easier rather than like me staring at a screen that says Phasmo and then I just tell you everything. Cause I don't know about you, but I don't retain information that way. Yeah. Hey, Pixel Punch, welcome in. Sounds like best would be take all sanity at the beginning for 70 to start. Maybe to possibly get an early hunter. Cause yeah, the sanity later, I mean, it's not going to help me, right? Yeah. 1-to-1 Phasmo teaching. That's not really something I offer, friend. Can't say I'm on like Fiverr teaching people how to play Phas or anything. Let's see. Is that a new business I need to start? Is that a new venture? Oh, shit. I didn't get all my settings. Okay. 100% fingerprints, 60 seconds. That's fine. 1 piece of evidence. Heavy rain, no matter what. Oh, that's all the same. We do not have sanity monitor. We do not have activity monitor. Fuse box is broken. And curse possession quantity, 0. 0. Like the vids and Phasmo, try to learn with these all. I appreciate it, man. Yeah. Tons of clips, tons of videos on YouTube, tons of lives, so tons of VODs. I literally have a VOD channel where every single one of my streams from here, from the purple, goes over to a YouTube channel. So that way they're saved always. And I started doing that a little bit late, but I have hundreds of videos there that are complete streams from beginning to end. So yeah, lots of stuff, man. Got the courage to play a try professional last night. Feels so rewarding. There you go. Steps, baby steps, little by little, man. Go amateur. When you feel comfortable, go to intermediate, then go to pro. The jump from pro to nightmare, in my opinion, is one of the biggest jumps you're going to take in your game. It's one of the biggest jumps. It feels so much harder in nightmare than it does in professional. Yeah. What, Mike? Sure, SM7B. Someone doesn't even play Phasmo. I learned so much. I appreciate you, dude. Nightmare's scary. It is scary. It is scary. Thank you, Song. Okay, so that's all of our settings for this one. And the map we are playing on is going to be Ridgeview. So we'll have some choices to make. Our starting sanity is at 50, and we get 5%. 5%. So we'll see. Odds are more for the console release. Listen, I'm not placing any bets here. Don't you? No, don't start with me. Another horror game. You're welcome to put it in the suggestion channel Discord. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, thank you, mods. Appreciate you. Tanglewood Drive play. No. That's not what this says. This doesn't tell me to go to Tanglewood. That's APOC 3. That's next if we're successful here. In Fridge We Trust. Listen, on Ridgeview, you know what you have? You have the fridge. You have the piano. You've got the desk. You have multiple things. So that's what our hope is. Our hope is that we don't get got. You have a question? I have an answer. Maybe. I don't know, no promises. But yeah, there we go. In Fridge We Trust. Let's do the thing. Let me wipe my glasses off because there's crap on them. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I have a fan next to me. I've had that fan for probably 4 years. 3 or 4 years, if I had to just throw a guess out there. I just cleaned this thing for the first time yesterday. But do we really trust the piano? No. I'm just going to pretend. How do you view the difficulties on the maps? No, that's an OBS overlay that I have. Our inspiration for this challenges from Tommy Tom, Mr. Tom NK21, where he did it. And I liked the idea of having the maps here so that I can move them around to different maps if we want to try different things. So it's OBS. Yeah. Ew. I know. There's no cursed possession. I'm not going to have cards. Ridgey's great. I got caught off guard. The toilet at the end of the upstairs bathroom saved you once. Hey, man. You do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. Hi, Himawari. All right, let's go. I don't think there's anything of benefit. The only benefit possibly, maybe, with these kinds of runs, do I upgrade to a tier 2 smudge? 4Js, what's up, dude? Good luck with the challenge. Thank you, friend. How's streams been? Does Willow Street just appear? I love Willow Street. It's my favorite. Maybe? I mean, the speed is going to be stupid fast no matter what. I'm not worried about listening in that much. Pilot, thank you so much. What's up, bot? Don't think so? Oh, thank you, Song. Had a bug yesterday where I died and could move and use. Oh, interesting. I've seen people that have got. Why not? Yeah, I think the only downfall would be if it comes over to my hiding spot and I smudge it and slow it down and it stays in my hiding spot longer. That would be the only downfall. The good thing with the tier 1 is that I would smudge it, it would not know where I am, and it would just take off running in the other direction. Yeah, so maybe I stick with tier 1. Yeah. Yeah, we'll stick with it. We'll stick with our guns. We're not going to go too crazy here. I'm going to get one piece of evidence. Well, don't upgrade? Yeah, I don't think so. Let's do it, man. APOC 2. I got to put that in the title. Well, thank you so much for how you take the viewers' consideration, like waiting 3 minutes for ads, answering questions, make a community that's worth staying, and you all that are here are amazing. Oh, Tiffany. Thank you, friend. Super kind of you to say. Thank you. I mean, any decision that I make, I'm always thinking about you guys, and I'm trying to think what is possibly best for everyone here. So, I mean, I'm doing that at all times. It doesn't matter if I'm planning out a event for stream or a certain time to stream or what we're doing during, like, I'm always thinking about you guys, because if I wasn't, why would I stream? I might as well just make videos and not stream. Like, you stream to talk to people. You stream to communicate. That's what the whole point of this is. The whole point of this is to communicate. Yeah. Were you checking if it was going slower after taking pills for the Moroi? Yes. Yes. I want the answer. I mean, you could also go search for it. So, like, repeating a question 50 times and saying, I want the answer. It would have been faster to go search for it. Only streamer I know who takes into. I know multiple people. I know multiple people that stop for ads. I know multiple. Yeah. Saw a tweet talking about how a streamer bans anyone talking to other people in chat. I know people that, like, I've heard of people that ban people because they're using someone else's emotes. Grow up. Dork. Weirdos, man. Absolutely. It's basically what that is. That's insecure people. They're people that are insecure. They're so afraid that they're going to lose a viewer because the viewer just so happens to watch somebody else. God forbid they like to flip the channel every now and then, for sake. Hi, yeah. You don't see me sitting there on one channel the whole time. No. Check out multiple. Good God. Can you reiterate the purpose of tier 1 instead of tier 2? Tier 1, the ghost isn't going to change speeds. Share the love. Thank you, Diamond. Absolutely. Amen. All right. Do we have flashlights? I think we does. Okay, we do. Let's start getting stuff into the front door. Rafa! Hi, friend. Neon, yes, I am. Sprint is broken. Also, saying sprint in chat is not going to make me sprint. It's not a sort of like a text to movement sort of system. Yeah, we haven't implemented that yet. Yeah. Play, sprint, crouch. taking sanity right away. Maybe. Go left. Roger that. All right. We do have flashlights. We can check for herbicals. We're going to get one evidence, so I'm going to take this stuff over there. Turtle mode. I'm at 75. 75. Yeah. Hey, Oz. How are you? Only weakness playing Phasmo is not. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. All right. We'll take a peek immediately. Why not? You never know. We might find something. Oh, Sinister did? Oh, thank you, Sinister. I see you, friend. I see you. Yes, they bug me so that way I do it because I get obviously very distracted. I got you. Done and done. Done and done. Maybe Flash will find Flash Ghost. Oh, Flash Ghost again? I don't know. I guess if we get Spirit Box, maybe. Maybe. Don't say it. Yoo-hoo, Ghost. Big Summer Blowout. I just heard it. I heard you, Stinky. Stay. I'll take it. Nothing to see here. It's my new security camera. Favorite piece of evidence to find? I mean, dots have always been really cool. I always like dots. Always been a fan. All right, so we are at 50 sanity. So I'm just going to, that's 55, 60, 65, 70. We might as well. Because then if it hunts us, we know it's an early hunter. Which is extremely useful information. They'll never see it coming. Look for... Nothing to see here. Move along. Nothing to see here. Everything's normal. Hey, Elias, welcome in. Thank you so much, friend. All right. It is over there, so hiya! Demon incoming. Stop it. What's up, Random? It's going well, man. How are you? Oh, hey, Vay. Man. Dream Team Punch. Just hitting different today. It's really good. I've always had a hard time using Smudge. Do you have tips? What do you mean you've had a hard time using it? Like, what has happened? Like, clicking for it to be in use? We might be able to get EMF from outside, man. It's been really, really active. Hey, Trog. Welcome back. I used it, but I died. That means you're not using it close enough to the ghost. If you use it and the ghost is still getting you... Imagine I get EMF 5 from outside. Hold on. Hold on. Come here. I need you to stay. For the sake of the people, I need you to stay. What if I go to a corner? Damn it. Come on. Son of a bitch. I'm trying, man. I don't think it's going to stay. I could just have it here. I mean, this is picking it up pretty good. I would love to be able to see it better. Yeah, we'll try it. Ledge is slanted. Yeah, it doesn't want us to do it. It's fine. Top of the camera. No, there's no hitbox for it. For the camera itself. I don't think it'll let... No, you can't place stuff on there. No, Angel. Multiple places, friend. It makes sense if you don't think about it. Shit. Hold on. I can't. God damn it. I was going to try to be stupid. That's fine. Let's go back inside. What if I use the camera that's locked in there to stare at the EMF reader and then we see EMF 5? Oh. All right, we have one of everything. I'm going to need a camera. 25% again. God damn it. And escape again. Watch it be a DO. Oh, I mean, I wouldn't be horribly upset. What'd I miss? The equipment setup. It's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. All right. Put that in there. Put that in there. We're just getting set up. We're just getting set up. Okay. It's not doing anything. Yeah, look. See that? See that? It just bounces right off. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah. I can try all day. I don't think it's going to work. We're on APOC 2. Yeah, it falls through the camera. But here we can get it, though. It's fine. The reason I'm so slow is because we're at 75% walking speed and I don't have sprint, by the way, for anybody that's wondering. Kind of stuck. Kind of stuck. What's the most sneaky glitch out there right now? I mean, I probably wouldn't promote it on stream as a official Kinetic partner. I feel like that would probably be a bad idea. Is it a custom? Yeah, it's APOC 2 settings. APOC 2. You know what? Leave the EMF there. We'll take this one. Everything's fine. I don't remember if you can see fingerprints from outside or not on this map. I don't remember. All right. Got that guy. So we need... Wait. Let's go get the other smudgies and then we'll be ready to rock. We'll be ready to rock. Challenge command shows the weekly. Yeah. Yeah, not this. It doesn't show this challenge. Yeah, we're doing something else. Exactly. Thank you. Yep. Can only be seen from the inside. I don't remember. I really, really don't remember. Smudges and lanterns, and then we'll go inside. I think they fixed the fingerprints can only be seen from the inside. I swear I thought that you could see them from the outside in some of the maps. But I thought it was like a mistake where you couldn't. So like in Willow, you can't on that front window. I don't think you can. I was going to leave weekly as the weekly and change the challenge to this one for now. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine, Song. APOC 2 gives 1. What up, Sleepy? Yeah, APOC 2 gives you 1. Did they remove the twins curve? They didn't remove the twin curve. What they did was they changed something on the back end of the EMF, and because of that change, it makes the twin curve way less obvious. Way less obvious. So it's just not as it's not as easy now. So I don't rely on it anymore at all. If anything with the twin curve, I just use it as a, hey, it might be this, but let me go make sure. So especially if it's a 100% speed ghosty ghost, then yeah. Should be fine. 25 firelight. Well, we'll have the firelight, so that's fine. Bum. Had a wraith through the twin curve. Yep. It's more common that we're seeing more ghosts with that curve. No aim. Nope. No idea. Get that in there. Got this guy here. Yeah. Get us some light. He needs to blow the firelight out anyway, so that's fine. When did that happen? When did what happen? Oh, is it a recent change? It's been a little while. It's definitely been a while. It's been a while. Okay, we're going in. I'm sorry, is it in the basement right now? I don't think it's here. Or is it? No, it's not setting that off. Okay. It's not good. Not good. Shit, I might just wait for it to... I might just wait for it to leave. How long have we been playing? Halen, we've been going... I start at 1 on Sundays. So, like an hour and a half. Alright, this. Let's get you. How are you, Halen? Good to see you. If anything, it's not hunting, which is great. No demon, I guess. That's not necessarily true. Could be a shitty demon. I hear it down there. It's down or up? That might be up. Oh my God, Halen, Jesus Christ. My fucking heart just jumped. No, PS. No. Halen, thank you so much for the subs, dude. That scared the shit out of me. We're playing the waiting game right now. Play much Lethal Company anymore? Yeah, I just did the other day. Why stack the salt? Because for each salt that I stack, that's a photo I can take. Every salt I stack, that's another photo. All right, we're going bone searching. You stop it right now. Animals. What up, Hamza? How are you? Problem is, I don't know if it's up or down. Scout, thank you for the 15. Isn't APOC no sanity? APOC 3 is. Watch it be in the basement. That sure sounds like the basement. I think that's normal. Is that because it stepped in the salt? Okay. I was like, that was weird. That was weird. I don't know. Could it be? Yeah. What up, Chris? What happened with your English? It might have gone out the door. I don't know. What's the evidence? I don't know yet. We're a little suspicious. I don't know, though. All this shit is still here. I don't think it's a Pulte. I really don't think so. What up, Superior? I don't think it's a Pulte. You see all that stuff still there? Okay. Why don't you use all tier 3? Because not every tier 3, like all the tier 3 items are not the best items. But it's also personal preference. Why is it so fast? This is either a ghost that changes speed, like a twin or something, or we have a damn mimic. Okay, we're gonna wait for another hunt. Where's our twin speed? So here is slow twin and fast twin. Hold on. There's no electronics over there. Okay, smudged. I'm gonna take this time to get some shit down there. Motion sensor? Over there in the bedroom? Broken breaker. See my breath. Do we see orbs? I don't think so. Oh, by the basement door. No. I'm talking about it was fast over in the... It was fast over there. Thank you. We might wait again and give it another smudge. Let's listen to the ghost again. Okay. So this is slow twin. Okay. This is fast. When we hear it hunt again, we'll listen. Still gotta find the bone. Is your speed reduced? I am. 75. Could be twins. Again, I don't have any electronics over here. It wouldn't be Raiju speedy over there. There's no reason for it. It's so fast. Possible Moroi and my sanity is dropped like crazy? Maybe that's why it's so goddamn fast? Okay. That buys us time to go try Spirit Box. With that, we get a minute 30. Let's take this. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Are you angry? Spicy. That's spicy. No, you're not. Okay. That's a burnt turd. Throw that over there. What do we have here? Okay. All right. Let's see how fast it is on this hunt. I was not getting spirit box, and we were right next to it. That is slower. I think that's twins. I think it's twins. Which means EMF, spirit box, or freezing. Okay. I mean, I don't even know if I need the evidence, man. I'm pretty sold on it, actually. That's got to be twins. It has to be. Maybe what I'll do, I'll let it hunt again, get my photos of my salt, and then we'll start looking for the bone. Twins. One is fast, one is slow. Yeah. Normally, not thinking about 150 speed, 150%. If you have a 100% speed ghost, the slow twin is 90 and the fast twin is 110. So one is a little bit faster, one is a little bit slower. The reason Moroi was just canceled is because we have not taken sanity, but that last hunt was slower. So it's going back and forth between fast hunts and slow hunts. So now I'm just waiting for it to hunt again. You know, the next weekly. Yeah, I could probably look inside of Mike's Discord and see it. Could it be a mimic? Technically, yeah, but I didn't see orbs. Thank you, Mayor. That's textbook. That's a twin. That's a twin. Okay, it's done. It's 9. There we go. Hey, Saturn, thank you for the raid. What's up, dude? Crow, what up, friend? Is your ISO on auto flash? Yes. Just asking for noisy photos. Oh, Saturn, thank you so much. Thank you again, friend. Where to bone? We don't know. We got to go find it. Oh, it just ate the crucie, though. Interesting. Can you take a duplicate photo? No. Technically, you can't. Player speed 75. And no sprint. If it eats it again, I'm gonna go for a walk. You understood the reference? Your mom lent an old Canon 7D. Learning how to use it? Nice. Yeah, I always shoot manual. Candle blow test? I mean, that would require me going downstairs. Unless it decides to blow one of these out, but I'm afraid to take a photo of that. What if all of a sudden I take a photo of it blowing that out during a hunt and it doesn't count or something stupid? Trying to go for a perfect game. Only going for perfect games. Yeah. We're not doing anything else. Oh, thank you, Layla. Curse item? None. Wolfin! What up, dude? Good luck on the perfects. Thank you, sir. I've been watching your games randomly in the morning when I can. Is it done? Okay. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. We're gonna go over here. I thought I just saw the bone. I was like, mother. Okay, probably need to hide. Booba, what are you doing? Hey, Dana. I'm good. How are you? Plays the song. Okay. That's all you get. Name that tune. What website do you use? I have it pinned inside of my Phasmo channel. Black Parade. How many hours do I have? Many. I can name it one note on a horribly tuned piano. When I was a young... Listen, I used to love old My Chemical, okay? Why is it not hunting? In that voice only? Yeah. Flash Gordon by Queen. Wolfen wins. Golden Hour. What is happening? Hello? What if it hunts on top of me? I'll be sad. I'll be very sad. You can hide there. You can break line of sight here. There's a possibility the ghost will walk up to you, but... It's the anniversary for 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Oh, nice. Wait, how many years ago was it? I think it's done. Started charging back this way again. I was like, mother. Booba, where's the boat? You're going to tell me it's in the basement. We've got to be a little bit quick about this check. Okay. We could try our luck with hiding upstairs. There's nowhere to hide, really. Quick? Okay. As fast as we can. 20-year anniversary? Master, thank you for the 12 months. Bone in the bathroom. You're probably right. Was that the bone? No, was it the saw? Was it the saw that you saw you seed? Are bones only found on the floor? No. Not always. But most of the time. It's supposed to be where the ghost can path. Booball's thinking about life over here. Saw a saw. I saw a saw as well. Listen to the album all day. It's so good. It's such a good album, man. From literally beginning to end. It's so good. Mr. Chris. Thank you for the 2 months, Param. Hey, Ghosty. I think it heard me. Okay. We're going upstairs. Bumbalumba, ba, bumbalumba, ba, bumbalumba. Dun 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 da da dun 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 da da dun 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 da da bumbalumba. This is it. It's in the bathroom. Why am I so bad? Your mom. Run! What difficulty? This is APOC 2. You. Oh, thank you, Phoenix. Their mom didn't give them enough attention. I guess they were hoping to get it from me. Tough day for them. Well, they're out of school. They're probably bored. Done. Done and run. Done and run. User, no, not daily. No, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, and sometimes I sneak in random streams here or there. News in the bathroom. I knew it was going to be too, honestly. Of course it is. It's either the ghost or the bone. You pick. All right, twins. We have all of our photos. We have objectives. That's another perfect game. Oh boy. Oh boy. IGL, thank you, dude. All right. Twins is marked. Tis marked. Do a quick lap with the camera. Imagine if it was just mimicking the twins over and over again. Uninstall. Okay. Are you sure, though? I'm pretty sure. I'm positive enough to click the button. That's why they're always grumpy. You keep interrupting their poop. Oh, that's true. They're trying to drop one and we just keep walking in on them. We're just really bad at timing. I think that's what it is. Oh boy. APOC 2. Done. Which means we are now on to APOC 3. APOC 3. A times 15. Yeah, it's the hardest game mode in Phasmo. Kind of. All right. So here's our settings. First, let's look at the maps. So we've gotten through everything. We are now to Tangle. This is where we are now. This is the final. We are starting where it all began. I mean, ending where it all shut up. We are ending where it all began. So we're going to Tanglewood. But let's look. I'll show you what all the settings are. I don't practice these. I don't do these. I don't do APOC runs. APOC, especially like 15 times? Nope. I do them once every like few months. So. Was it 24 hour? I'm not sure yet, Halen. We're going to I'm talking to Mrs. Flash about it, trying to figure out when. What up, HW? I'm good, man. How are you? Okay, so Let me show you. People ask, what's APOC 3? Outside of it being supposed to be at, when you go for the gold, you do it at Sunny Meadows and you know, solo, yada, yada. This is the settings for that game mode. 0 sanity, no pill restoration. That doesn't matter. 0 sprinting, 50% player speed. No flashlights. Ghost is 150. Roaming, changing favorite room is high. Interaction, event, that's both low. Grace period, 0. When it hunts, it can hunt instantly. What I mean by that is normally if you're playing like professional or lower, we'll say professional because that's the most common game mode of all of Phasmo. There is a grace period, the duration before the ghost can kill you at the start of a hunt. So the grace period for professional, if you go to professional, is 3 seconds, meaning when the hunt starts and the front door shuts, there's 3 seconds you have to get away from the ghost, to get the hell away from it. Hide, get in a locker, whatever you need to do. On Apocalypse 3, you don't have any. So yeah, hunt duration's high, kill extend hunt high. No setup time, whatever, heavy rain, doors open high. No hiding, sanity, activity off, broken fuse box, no cursed possessions. Yeah, make sure we got 15 time. Yeah, 15. Apocalypse 3, you take a selfie with the ghost. Yeah, yeah. But no, we're trying to go for perfect games. Trying to go for perfect games. Oh, man. How often does the mimic change? Is it every 30 seconds to 2 minutes? It can change what ghost it's mimicking, I think. I believe. Do you need to open the door or just take a guess to get the trophy? No, 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 no. If you're going for the APOC, if you're going for the gold trophy, you need to play on Sunny Meadows, solo. You need to get all objectives, get a photo of the ghost, and get the ghost correct to get the trophy. Yeah, you can't just guess and dip. Every 30 seconds to 2 minutes? Yeah. Yeah. I genuinely don't get how you can do it. It's ridiculous, Lucy. Queso, thank you for the prime. Do I have them? Yeah. Yeah, I've had the trophies for a little while. And it's on single player only, correct. We play on a multiplayer lobby so the ghost can hear me when I talk. So it's still broken. Maybe it'll be fixed in the next update. I don't know. Where in single player lobbies, the ghost can't hear you talking to it. Not spirit box, not Ouija board, all that stuff still works. Is Stream King completely permanent? Yeah. That does not go away for any reason, Master. That doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. Once you redeem that, that's a lot of channel points. You don't lose that. No. You keep forever. Oh shit. All right. I don't have ads for 8 minutes, but I think I'm going to run them early because we know that this is going to take a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and run them now because this is going to take a second. Take your word on it then. Well, I mean, listen. Master, there we go, dude. Thank you so much for redeeming Stream King. I got you, homie. Oh my God. All right. Forgot I had a Prime available. Been watching for a while. Love the Phas info put out. Help with friends a lot. Hey, appreciate you, man. What keyboard do I use? A really shitty Steel Series. But the reason I like it is because it doesn't do clicky clacks. So when I'm typing to you guys, like if I was to type in chat, it's really soft. It's really quiet. I don't want you guys to have to listen to a mechanical. I have a mechanical over here that I use sometimes, like that I use when I'm working. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, Elsie. All right. We're going to go ahead and run ads. If you don't have turbo, if you're not subbed, you're not going to miss anything. We are going to sit right here. Okay. Not going nowheres. Be right back. Lisa's Tangle. That's true. That's true. That's the truth. There we go. Leave turn the music up a little bit. Love mechanical keyboards. When somebody's typing a lot, I have misophonia, so like I get annoyed really easily with a lot of sounds. So yeah, we have some loud typing friends, and we make sure to remind them that they're loud. I don't know who that could possibly be. Thanks for the follows, guys. Oh man, Elsie, thank you, friend. It's too good. That's too good. All right, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 seconds, and we'll be on to it. We like the click clackies, okay? Listen, I have a click clacky. It's over here. I don't know if you can hear it. I have one, but it's over there, not over here. Uh, hey, Villa. We're not playing with viewers today, friend. We can, in fact. Here, I'll even mute the music. Listen. Listen. Little ASMR. What is a pre-roll? A pre-roll is an ad that Twitch plays. It happens on YouTube videos too, depending on how someone does roll ads. Because if they don't set pre-rolls, I mean, if they don't set mid-rolls, then it'll probably do pre-rolls. But what happens is if somebody does not run ads themselves, then you get pre-rolls as a viewer, meaning ads play immediately the second you join the stream. So you can't even go check a stream out, see what it's like without getting an ad first. And I think a big thing that a lot of people talk about is how would you want to sit there and wait through ads to see if you even want to stay in a stream? And it is annoying and it sucks, but content creators just don't have a choice. The only choice you really have is doing something like this, where you run them yourself. And by running mid-rolls, we control when the ads happen. And because of a game like Phasmo, where there's lobby time, we get back to a lobby, I can run them myself, and you guys don't miss any gameplay. And that's my goal. It doesn't always work because sometimes we're playing with friends. And if I'm playing with friends, I can't just be like, guys, hey, can you not move for like 3 minutes? I got ads. So, yeah. So those days, it kind of just rolls through. But yeah. Coffin, thank you so much. Welcome in. Mono, how are you? Neon. But yeah, they're almost done. 15 seconds. It's not long for 1 hour. So then there's no pre-rolls for an entire hour. So if somebody's not subbed or has turbo and they join the stream, they get no ads until we run them. Yeah. Tier 2 motion or tier 3? That's personal preference, man. Personal preference. YouTube Premium, no ads? Yeah. Yeah, I have YouTube Premium as well. I don't like ads. So it's the same way. We tell it the same for everybody. I have turbo to have no ads. I sub to support. That's the way I always do it. So I get no ads anywhere on Twitch, but then I subscribe to people just because you subscribe to support somebody. If you subscribe for no ads, that's also fine, especially if you don't sub to a lot of people. But yeah. See ya, Pixel. Which was on Xbox. One of these days, Alice. One of these days. Elsie, hope you have a good birthday. Okay, they're done. We're back. They are done. Can't wait for it to come to con. I know. Trust me. Oh, Master, I appreciate you, man. Hi, Storm. Tanglewood. Apocalypse 3 settings. Basically the hardest settings you can make. This is it. This is the one. Okay. Okay. Just got truffle. This is kind of cool. Hey, I can see that because I have my truffle chat over to my right. I can see your YouTube logo is a different color. It's like rainbow because I know that you typed the message through truffle. That's awesome. That's awesome. Little, thank you for the tier 1. Demon, dead first minute. Wow, man. I know, listen. I know I'm going really fast, but I need you to calm down, okay? Maybe I should have run ads here. Because this is how fast I go. Thank you, LC. Perhaps he'll be dead by daylight. Good. Is there a way to see how many runs you've got in a certain difficulty? No, that'd be a really cool stat, though. That'd be pretty cool. Am I mimicking a Dio? Yeah, there's somebody just walking in front of me. Gosh darn it. So we have no evidence. The closest thing we have to evidence is if we have orbs, which we will check. We will check. We have none of these, so these don't matter. These don't matter, but we're not going to get evidence, so that doesn't matter. The only benefit to this would be knowing where the room is. So maybe, sort of, possibly, probably. But let's get more stuff over there. I'm mimicking a rev. Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. That's a good point. Hey, little panda. They should give running an outside challenge inside the house only. Wait, what? Betting on a Raju. I don't know. Thankfully, I mean, we had 150 speed for the past 2 hunts, or past 2 games, so we have a better idea of the 150. A little bit better of an idea. Finally decided to subscribe. Favorite streamer. Oh, Little, I appreciate that, dude. Thank you. That's super, super kind of you to say. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, what up, Mom? Thank you for the 3 months. Welcome back. How are you? Have they made the tier 1 thermometer unreliable now? Not yet, Flo. Not yet. All in due time. I mean, no running on the outside for a setup is annoying. Oh, I know what you mean. Like, allow you to sprint and all that jazz out here, but then the second you enter the house, it kicks in. I know what you mean. Yeah. Especially on maps where it's a long stretch to get to the front door. Yeah, man. It can be really, really annoying. All right, let's light it up. Oh, thank you, Ray. Do you have to buy the items again if you leave them in the house? No. The only items you have to buy again are items if you get got by the ghost. You lose everything. Depending on your difficulty, you might get some money back. I think intermediate and amateur, you get some insurance money, but that's it. And then there are certain items that if you use them, you have to rebuy, like smudges, sanity, that kind of stuff. If you use them, you have to rebuy them. Lanterns, you do not. But yeah, if you leave the stuff in the house, you're fine. You don't have to like recollect everything. Man, that would suck. That would suck a lot. It was going to be fun to see what percentage you got at successful runs. Professional 78%. That's a good question. No, that's a really good question. And I wonder if that's something they could even show us. Yeah. What up, Quinn? Don't forget, we need to find the bone. We need to find the bone. Okay. Must find bone. Need to find bone. Tomorrow's my exam for law. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Do you mind telling us what kind of law that you're trying to get into? Is that okay to ask? We need you, for sure. We'll take one of you. Because why not? We'll take one of you. Basement bone. 9-5. I need you to stop trying to... That's torture? Yeah, man. It's APOC 3 settings. It's APOC 3. What if I see an orb? Imagine. APOC 3 and we get an orb. How sick would that be? Thanks for the follows, guys. Chill. Mafi, appreciate it. Civil law and administrative law. Nice. Very freaking cool. Well, best of luck to you, friend. Kick some ace. Kick some ace. What up, Daria? Do it on one of the biggest maps in the game to get the gold trophy. It's just a crazy challenge. Yeah, but I mean, it's if you think about the actual APOC challenge, it's meant to be crazy. Like, it should not be something that is super easy to get. It should be really tough. But if I could give you any advice for the APOC, if you're going for it, if you want to get it easier, keep running it until you get a DO. If you get a DO, you can outpace a DO. As long as you don't run into anything, you can outpace a DO, get all your challenges, get your photo of the ghost, all that jazz. Yeah. Kick some ace. Shut up, Sam. All right, we'll get another one of these, another one of these. I'm going to grab another one of these. Dr. Mub, what up? Do you guys see that Dr. Pepper is out selling Pepsi? That's crazy. I like Dr. Pepper more than Pepsi, to be fair, but it's just wild. Pepsi is such a... Oh, didn't I like this? Is Ghosty over here by the front door? Hey, Taylor. You like Pepsi. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I prefer Dr. Pepper. I only lit 3 of them. Okay. I didn't like this other one. I think you did light it. Oh, no, I'm confused. Really what this is going to be is it's going to be us running in here at super slow speed like this, trying to live. Watching the YouTube videos non-stop. Oh, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I just released another one today, Stairway 7. That actually Evie helped me with. Evie was the editor for that. Super freaking kind. She was willing to do it. Great Pepsi so much. I'm a Coke Zero guy. Because to me it tastes the same as regular Coke, but there's no sugar. So yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know what else I can do to make this better, guys. I think we are where we are. I think my goal, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to get to the nursery. Hopefully it's not in there. Trying to get to the nursery. Maybe what I do, maybe I do this and I just get double smudged because I'm so slow. You know? Or maybe I do that. It's a tough thing to think about. Ghosty's right here. Ghosty just blew that out. It did blow it out. Oh boy. Rebel, thank you for the prime. Banshee? Can Banshee stalk you when you're outside? Is that actually a thing? Is that actually a thing? You know what? Let me go get the motion sensors. And then I'm gonna go in. There's not much else we can do. Yeah. Not much else we can do. The rooms are glitching. Well, room boundaries are still an issue, but I believe that might get fixed. Crucifix, EMF, and incense. Definitely forgot about the idea that we have to get objectives. So shit, I'll just go put this by the door, let it blow out the lantern, and boom, EMF. Got into the game solo recently. Content's been a lifesaver. My drawers are no longer soiled. Roger that. No soiled drawers. I lit that and threw it there. Will the ghost hunt the second you step in? I don't know. And that's why I'm debating what the best strat is for this right now. Because if I run in with my smudge, if it hunts, it's going to hunt from away from the crucifixes, right? But it can hunt and go instantly, which is dangerous. It's close. It's very, very close. But if I do this, it won't hunt on top of us. I think we might do it like this. I might double smudge. I think double smudging is the way to go. Garage. Does that sound normal? Very normal. Okay. Fast. For 150, it's fast. Smudged. Okay. Don't like that. Okay, it's going back now. Let's hear it hunt again. This room should be covered. Okay. Think it was faster? Okay. Roger that. Be careful of the rug eater. Did you see how hesitant I was to lay the crucifix down? That's why. I was afraid it was going to disappear. Is the door okay? Yeah, it's fine. It allows me to see the front door from here. The second it starts hunting, I know. That does sound slow. I think it's twins. I think it's twins. Yeah, I think it's twins. Okay. What I might do is I might wait, give it a smudge. Hot pocket. Flash 1, rug 0. What if it's a mimic? It'll change then. We'll know. We'll know. Okay. Bought us time. Do you get evidence with APOC 3? No. I think it's through the wall. We need crucifix bite. We need a photo. We're pretty sold on twins. We need to find the bone. It's going to be tough. We might have to smudge and take a lap. I'm going to try these rooms first, though. We'll try these rooms over here first. Just joined. What are you doing? We're doing APOC 3. We're doing a all difficulty challenge. Smudge go on a boner hunt? I think so. I think so. This looks miserable. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's really not. See how fast that is? That sounded a little weird. I need to hear a hunt again. Did the speed change? That didn't... At first, I thought it sounded like Fast Twin. But when it went downstairs in the basement, I don't think it did. If that's true... Onto? No. I don't think so. Right now, I'm thinking it's twins or mimic. I know went to the basement. I could hear it going down the stairs. There's only one set of stairs in this map. See, you could literally hear the creaking sound. That's fast. Okay, I'm still sold. I'm still kind of sold on twins. My guess is what's happening is that the basement audio is weird and we're only hearing like every other step, and that's why it sounds like it gets slower. That's my guess. Okay. Now what I could do, I could take that other crucifix and go place it by the wall in the foyer. It might catch it. Slow twin. Listen. It stopped. Shit. Not exactly what I wanted to happen, but that's okay. Let's go put this over here. Try our luck. There. Shit. What did I do about this much? It's right there. What? What? Thank you for the prime. And thank you for the follow too, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, dude. This should cover us. That son of a bitch hunted on top of the crucifix. Did you see that? Look. Thank you for the prime. Oh, fuck you, lady. What happened to the door? I moved it. I'm just doing a really quick once over. Hopefully we have enough time. Fudge muffins. Okay. It's in the master right now. We have one smudge left. Okay. We didn't see it over here. No, but I should. The door. It's fine. It just has a headache. It's fine. Relax. Fuck. This might be it. Time to run. Me too. Fuck. Don't need that anymore, I guess. Oh my god. What is wrong with all of you? Seconds left. I'm still gonna die. I can't. I gotta stay here. I have to pray. I don't have time. This is it. This is it. We might be dead. If it is. Oh my god. Cosmic, thank you for the 1 month. Dr. Pepper, thank you for the tier 1. Hayla, thank you for the 5. Did we get the bone? We did. Eat the crucifix, you shit. Eat it. Eat it. Ricky, thank you for the tier 1. Where is it hunting from? Dude, I've got to wait. I've literally got to wait. over in the kitchen area. Need the ghost pick now? You shut your butt. Why can't you leave? Because we need a perfect game. Can't leave without it. Oh, Charlie, thank you, dude. Rage. We're just praying. Excuse you. Thank you. Smudges gone. We had to use them. We had to use them. What's up, Adam? Manly, hey, how are you? What we might have to do, I have the other crucifix right now in the garage because that's where it was, but now it's moving. Why do I toggle the light switches to see if it's hunting? No, I'll know if it burned. I'll know if it burned. That was here. I'll know if it burned because we'll have the objective done. And we don't. Spicy, thank you for gifting to Rom. Really? Do you know what? Unfortunately, the best situation that could happen, if it events on me, eats this. It's kind of what I want to happen right now. Yeah, you can hear it burn too. Exactly. Do it. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it. Okay, hold. All objectives. We have all 3-star photos. This is twins. It has not changed to a different type the entire time. We have selected twins in the book. I'm not making that mistake. I love you. We haven't made that mistake. I mean, wait, no, we have. We don't want to make that mistake again. Okay, photos. Tommy Tom! We have the bone, yes. I had to do a massive, risky maneuver with 0 smudges and go to the basement to look for the bone, and we found it, and then we had to wait for it to hunt. Okay. What is this ghost? Oh, it's a Margaret. Margaret! Close the door. Closing the door.
Job's ready for you.
All difficulties, baby. From amateur all the way to APOC 3. Perfect games the entire way through without messing it up. Holy shite. Newt, thank you for the bits, dude. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. $6,225 for that run. Thank you, Mr. Tom. Tom is the reason that I even tried this in the first place. He came up with this awesome idea for a challenge. Of literally going through every single difficulty from from amateur all the way to APOC 3. So this was what we did. These were the maps that we did. We did it. We started on Willow, worked our way all the way around the difficulties, did perfect games for every single one of them. Every single one. Oh, man. I was so afraid. One mistake and I would have to start from scratch. Oh, thank you, Crow. I think you deserve it. Thank you so much for gifting to Molten One. Thank you, dude. Did we do it? We did it. We did it. Soda? Shit. Oh, it's only 3:30. We're not going anywhere. We're not leaving or anything. It's only 3:30. We're fine. We're Gucci. All right. Whatever. All right. Hold on. Oh no, the soda. Yeah, I actually have a bottle opener this time though. Next, tier 1 only. What a great reward. We get ourselves a sody pop. Unfortunately, it's going to be flavored like one of these. Again. Maybe it's the pickle one. Yeah, the pickle one definitely wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, we're going to keep playing, Jazz. Yeah, we're not going anywhere. APOC 3 all maps. APOC 3 perfect. That's a Dave challenge right there. That's Dave. He's literally trying to do from one map all the way to through every single map. So that could be another thing. I mean, that could be one, trying to do a certain difficulty through every single map. The only reason we didn't do all the maps is because there's only so many difficulties. Yeah. That's a 24-hour challenge. Yeah, it could be. It definitely could be. All right, let's spin the wheel. Nuka Dave's APOC 3 challenge. Yeah, APOC. Where's the wheel? Iron Unicycle, thank you for the prime. What in the hell? There it is. All right. So we reached that, so I still have sodas left, so that's basically what we're doing. My least favorite map is high school. It's just very boring. Could be worse, I guess. Could be worse, I guess. Sweet Kern. Why do I hate high school? It's boring. It's repetitive. Finding the ghost sucks. The room boundaries suck. It's not a fun map. It's not fun. And you walk around for an hour. Yeah. That's a big 10 no to me. All right. God damn it. What is this for again? Because we reached the goal. Every room's the same. Yeah. They said they want to revamp it, and I'm excited for it, but we don't know when that's going to happen, man. Yeah. At least it wasn't ranch. Seriously. Seriously. Hey, we didn't have to break our table today. 5 what? Pop a nice corn soda. You know what? What's extra funny is that there's only been one bottle. There's only been one bottle that said 100% natural. It was the mustard one. The mustard one was the one that said 100% natural. Why is that the only one? Maddie Poo! Ermagerd! Got my 8-month-old watching against her will. Oh my. Maddie, thank you so much, brother. Holy shit. How's it going? How's the fam? Made with mustard seed? I don't know. All right. We might do the same thing where it's not a chug, because the last, again, chugging these almost gives me a headache. When I have a partial headache, chugging these gives me a headache. Diamond, thank you for the corn. Why does it actually look good? You know, it's so deceiving. You know what it looks like? It looks like a cider. Oh, okay. This one smells kind of real. Maybe it's too expensive. I don't know. Cheers. Thank you. Late because of migraine. Friends, check. I'm so sorry, friend. Speaking of migraine. Oh, the fizz. Oh. It's got that hint of corn in it that you can, like, it's probably the realest one that I've tasted, but still, it's carbonated. It's, you like it? Fizzy corn. Yeah. Cooper's Charms. How are you, friend? I saw you. Oh my God. What about a hot dog smoothie with ranch soda? Oh, for Coach? Yes, please. I would love to see that. Carbonated corn. Did Mrs. Flash get her? She did. She did. Yeah, if you guys weren't here, Mrs. Flash drank some of the mustard soda because somebody said, hey, I'll give subs if she drinks some. And she asked, what does that equate to monetarily? So she can get some coffee money. And then there was you. Hello, Toots. What are you doing? Nothing. You just hanging out?
And I made a
Am I crazy? Or am I crazy? No, stop. Am I crazy or did Mom tell you that when she was gone, that you're supposed to hang out upstairs with the boys? Oh, she did.
No, she didn't. I didn't.
Yes, she did.
She never said that to me.
Oh, she said that to you.
No.
I'm pretty sure she did. Yeah, did you hear? She said jelly bean me.
All flavors.
No, that's not how this works. It is a random assortment of goods.
3.
Hey, don't run into my desk. You're shaking it. Thank you, Psychic. Thank you, Sam. Hey, they're giving you biddies.
Where are
Right there.
they? Oh. I see it.
Oh, I see it. There you are, ma'am. What a turd. What a turd. Bits equals candy money. We do let her buy some stuff. Her earrings are pretty. I'll let her know. She loves picking out earrings. I remember when she could barely walk. I know, Maddie. I know, man. Oh, thank you, Song. Oh my God. She's innocent, clearly. Oh, sure. Hi, Mrs. Freed. Yes, she's innocent. My tush. Listen, she knows she's cute. She knows she can get away with stuff. Okay? She's very well aware, and she takes advantage of it. Thank you, Peggy. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, I'll take all the bits that were given to Izzy and I will make sure that she is given that monetarily so she can use it to buy candy. What I miss is the old Save the Kids ad. Oh my God. Cats, holy hell. Are you too good for your home? Hi, cats. Sweet smile and convincing stories. Convincing. She's a horrible liar. It's funny because when we catch her, she's like, yeah. All right, so we've done the all difficulty challenges. Challenge. I guess I could turn that. Man, if I do a video for that, that's going to be a really long ass video. But I mean, still though, it could be a good idea. Here, now we'll change the title to what we normally have. There we go. Now it's officially comfy cozy. The Banshee Paramic method helped. Hey, there you go. Nice. Do some of the doll game. I don't know how much time I have. Now do the actual APOC 3. Get out of here. Get them. Now let's do a nice comfy nightmare run to calm down. How about that? A nice cozy nightmare run that I will let you guys choose the map. How about that? So 1 through 13 in the purple apps over at Tweesh. Yeah. How much money do I have in the game? I have no idea. I have no clue. Honestly, I don't ever pay attention to how much money I have in the game. I normally have enough to buy what I need. That's why I don't ever look. Yeah. Never thought I'd hear cozy nightmare in the same sentence. You know, kind of a thing. Excuse me. Weren't you supposed to leave?
I'm leaving right now. She's like, she was clipping fresh flowers for me from her garden.
So, Izzy came down. Oh, I drank this one. Do you want another one?
No. I still haven't seen payment for the first one.
Excuse me. Haven't seen payment.
Correct.
It was upstairs, young lady.
What was upstairs?
Payment. I was going to give you 20 bucks. No, Izzy, she came down. She came down and she walks up on over. Hey, how's it going? I said, didn't your mother tell you not to be down here? She goes, I don't remember saying that.
Sure she doesn't.
And she just goes, she's here for her beans. Got a pair. No, she is.
All right. Well,
She knows she gets what she wants.
juices.
Small screen. I'm gonna turn around. Okay. Have fun.
I don't know when I'll be back.
Okay. She's going to go hang out with her friend. Her birthday is tomorrow, technically, Mrs. Flash's. So she's been, she hung out with one friend yesterday for a little bit, or 2 days ago. And then her best friend are going to go hang out today. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, she loves celebrating her birthday. It's probably one of her favorite things to celebrate. All right. Willer Street. I'm down for it. Let's go. Nice comfy Willow to come back from that. Oh, thank you guys. I'll let her know. I appreciate you guys. Just started the game with your husband. Nice. Well, that's also why I don't know how long I can go for it. Probably my normal time is because the kiddos will be unattended. Basically chilling upstairs. But yeah, I got to get dinner figured out and all that. All that jazz. Thank you, Gamer Wolf. Cooper, how are you, friend? How's everything been going? It's so good to see you. Happy birthday, woman. Eric West, chasing incense and 25. Let's go. How long you been in your house? 3 years. Been well? Good. Hey, our flashlights work. Nice. It's been 3 years, Maddie. I know. It doesn't feel like it. It really doesn't. It really doesn't. If I get hunted immediately, I'm going to be really pissed after all that. We have a music box, by the way. My favy. Power's downstairs. What am I looking for? I literally know what the cursed object is. Look at how fast we are. I know. Sheesh. 3 years already. Yeah. 8-month-old watching Phaz. It's the way it's supposed to be. It's meant to be. We found the bone already? I know. Look how much easier it was this time. So much easier. Ghosty. Hey. Hey. Oh, I did? What did I hear? Was that... Was it a switch? No, because it's... What did you do? There's... I'm so confused. Unless it was silverware. Oh, maybe it was silverware. Hold on. Is there silverware on the floor? Seems like the other doorway. It sounded like a paint can or silverware. but nothing is moved, which is really freaking weird. What's up, Callie? I don't know. Let's look at our temps and find it. Nightmare's really comfy cozy after APOC 3? Yeah. Pretty late. Go to sleep. See you later, Alexandra. I'll make sure to message you, friend. It's not going down very quickly. Let's look in here. Never mind. And it's right in the entrance. Okay. What up, Hales? Late? No, friend, you're fine. You're fine. Coach, I totally forgot to ask you. What did you think about Autopsy Simulator? Coach was playing Autopsy Simulator the other day, and we were trying to figure out if it's a horror game or not. But then we started noticing weird things happening. We're like, oh, maybe it kind of is. Also, we're probably going to be working on getting a Killer Clowns from Outer Space Midnight Society day. Hopefully 2 of them. Hopefully a night one and a day one. And someone's playing it. Yeah, I saw a lot of people were playing it. I liked it. Got sick and had to stop. It didn't feel well. I'm sorry. Listen, Apocrypha, I know what I have. It's Coach's favorite. It's a Thay. Roger that. The game did make you sick. I got you. Grr. Grr. Let's do this. Mortuary Systems are going? Yeah. I haven't played in a long time. Lots of games, dude. We say this every time. There's a shit ton of games. There's that horror Where's Waldo thing I want to try. There's the update for Midnight Heist. There's, I mean, tons of stuff. Goo. No footies. Roger that. Oh, I burped up corn. Where are you?
Close.
Oh, really? Where are you?
The far reaching.
They're far reaching. There's this game out. It's called Dead by Daylight. It's where you can pump $500 into, you know, clothes. Is that accurate? Look at your new emote. It says Riz. Okay, but they're cool clothes. I mean, fair. At least you guys are getting... Never mind. Not going there. Moving on. Wait a minute. So you walked in that one, but you missed these. How the fuck does that... If you get the writing early enough. If you get the writing early enough, you get it as an interaction, you can double photo it, which is nice. So that means we have you and you, which means it's one of these. Spirit, Poltimare, Moroi, Dio. Spirit, Poltimare, Moroi, Dio. Well, I could music box it. Dio? I would like a Dio. You know, I didn't get a single Dio during the all difficulty, did I? Not that I recall. Rand, thank you for the follow. Got all twins. No, the last 2 were twins. Did not. Didn't you already use the music box? No, somebody played a blurb. No, it was deceiving. Somebody played a blurb. A blarb. Was Flash instantly good at DBD? No! You think it's a butthole? Skeet up, butt up. Hi, male. It's a beat up, butt up. Skeet up, butt up. Alright, got those there. I didn't grab a lighter. Son of beesh. Son of beesh. How was the update for Midnight Heist? How was? Did you guys get to see? There's like 2 new entities. There's like 2 of them or something. Skeet up, bot up, indeed. See? See, guys? Cooper gets it. Not too active. I mean, it's active. It's just not, you know, too crazy. We've got smudgies here, which is fine. I think what I might do is I might just toss a grenade. And that was your only second time playing it, right? Didn't realize there's been an update. Okay. Yeah, I gotta go back through the patch notes again, because Kill had brought it up to me about the update. I didn't even realize it. Let's do one of these. Oh, Jesus Christ! I pooped! You scared the piss out of me, sir. How dare? How dare? And your friend Steve. Do 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 do. Steve. What you trying to get? A knife. Here you go. What an idiot. He doesn't know where I am. That's a DO? Yeah. Hey, I was going to pick that up, you jerkhole. Here, catch. Average low 25. I don't care. I know what you are. Good enough for me. You know what'd be cool, though? You know what'd be really rad, Tad? Didn't like my gift. Well, it's a jerk. I've not seen your keys. Since you're asking me. Where's my spirit box? Where art thou? Where are you? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Let's do this. Where are you? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Hey, where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Might be in the kitchen now. Are you near? Where are you? And your friend Steve. God damn it. Moved? Maybe. Oh, I didn't realize I had thermo in here. Definitely moved. Fine. You shut your lips. You better not have just thrown something in here, you little jerkhole. Okay. All right, we're fine. We're fine. Everything's fine. Calm down. It's fine. Calm down. All right. Do this guy there. So what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get this spirit bulk's response. Here. Do one of those. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you close? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Where are you?
Slips away.
Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Are you close?
Behind.
Are you angry?
Tragic killing.
Are you ugly? Never answers that. Where are you?
Far from there.
Are you near? We're trying to get the DO response. Where are you?
Was taken away.
Are you near?
Found far from
Are you
there.
far? Hey, where are you?
Getting closeness.
Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you... There we go. So what I did, this still works, which is, I mean, whatever. When you throw it outside of the house, you know, like the sound change that goes from like here to here. Listen. So it's kind of the same principle with this. And then you pick it up. And now it's muffled so you can hear better. It would work the same if I was doing it like this. Because it's on right now. Where are you? See? There you go. But when you change floors, it goes away. All right, we got the DO. I didn't get below 25 because I don't care enough. We just wanted the DO growl, and we out. And we go. The static is annoying. It can be, especially if it's left on. So yeah, it's nice to be able to do that.
Welcome back.
It's not intended, but it's not like a game-breaking thing by any means. Headgear. We've got night vision. Show the friend does the trick. Yeah, man. You get 3 picks of salt. Now you can get 9 picks of salt. 9 picks. Which static is the best from the spirit boxes? None of them. There's no right answer there. No right answer. Okay. Headgear is upgraded. We need to... There it is. Okay. There we go. Word. Where can I see the challenge for this week? In Mike's Discord. But I'll also be, I do the weekly on Mondays, and then I post it on Tuesdays. Yeah. How far the game has come. I know, Maddie, it's changed a lot, man. Tis changed a lot. But yeah, in his Discord, he has all of the stuffs and things. But this week, it doesn't change for how long? What's the challenge? 4 hours. You have 4 hours until the change. So glow in the dark. And the next one is this one. We'll look at it again tomorrow. But just so you guys can see it. This is what next week this upcoming one is. So yeah, deja vu. Yeah, we'll look at it again. But yeah, the ghosty speed is not 100%, so it's going to throw some people off. But there's this really cool website that someone has created that's basically a Phasmo cheat sheet. It just gives you a lot of information about the ghost, but also gives you sounds and timers. Sounds, this is the one that I use frequently. You can set the ghost speed. So if we're not sure how fast that actually sounds, 75, this is what a normal ghost sounds like at 75. And then here is a fast twin at 75. Very, very subtle. Very subtle. Very subtle. But you do get all 3 evidences, so technically you shouldn't even need a hunt. But for anybody that was curious about that site, here, I'll post it in chat. It's that site right there. That one right there. Post it there. There we go. Well, there we go. You're welcome, of course. Always. I do have it pinned in my Phasmo channel on Discord as well. Phasmo channel on Discord. Because links, if I were to post it over on the TikToks, it doesn't matter because there's no hyperlinks there. There's no hyperlinks. Thank you, Song. All right. Well, friends, like I said, I am solo right now when it comes to parenting. Because my wife went to go hang out with her friend. But I appreciate you guys so much, dude. Thank you all so much for chilling with me. YouTubes, I appreciate you. Much loves. We'll be live again tomorrow, friends. Tomorrow. But Tiki Talk, thank you guys for chilling with me today. We're going to go find someone to say hi to in raids if you want to come with us. So much love, friends. Thank you. All right. Oh, man. What a challenge. I want to do more stuff like it, honestly, man. I want to do more stuff like it. Just got to come up with ideas. Just different. I want to do different Phasmo things while we're still waiting for the update stuff to happen. Main reason being that I don't, again, I could just play the same thing over and over again. I don't want you guys to get bored. I don't want you guys to get bored. Perfect game, all maps. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, the all difficulty challenge, it took us 2 tries. So I'm grateful for that. I'm very grateful for that. Let me close down Phaz.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Easy? Okay. Gonna be trying that, fail so hard. Listen, man, it's RNG. It's RNG. If you're getting up to the APOC, and you get the same speed ghosts and the ghost paths to you all the time for no reason, waste all your smudges for it, it's nothing you can do except try again. It's the same concept with like speedrunning. Speedrunning, you, especially a game like this, it's RNG. It's, you hope that you find the thing close to you. It's not about doing it repetitively and getting better at that thing repetitively. Timing, it's not that. Like if you're doing a bone percent speed run, then you need the bone to luckily spawn right by the front door. So it's RNG. It's the best you can do. But yeah, I definitely want to see some other friends trying it too. All right, let me go to Twitch. Let me go to Twitch. But yeah, we have a very long list of games that I want to do. I'm still up in the air about trying out games that might not be horror related, but are still puzzle related, kind of. So I don't know. What is this game? What is this game that I see people playing? Did you see Doll Imposter has a new update out tomorrow? No. What is Pilgrim? Medieval-based co-op horror adventure. Can you and your friends make it to the end of the road? Oh, it's co-op. Ooh, I like co-op. What Remains of Edith Finch, and everyone says it's amazing. I'll have to check that out too. Really enjoyed Killer Clowns, dude. Yeah, we're gonna have a day where we have a big group of our friends, probably like a bunch of Midnight Society members, playing it, and I'm excited for it. It's a daycare map. That's what we need. We need a daycare map for the doll game. Creepy shit. I'm assuming that they posted about it in Discord. Yeah. Oh no, there it is. It says it right there. Hold on. Hold on. No, Twitch, get out of here. Get out of here. Oh, there's a video? Content warning was fun. Yeah, I feel like that one was kind of short-lived. I feel like it was kind of short-lived. Play, learn, grow together. Interesting. Oh my God. Are these new dolls? I can't see. I can't see. Oh, Jesus Christ. Look at this thing. What's the official Phaz Discord? Discord.gg/Phasmophobia. Look at that thing. I don't remember seeing that guy. Xeno Deer, no. Nightmare Fuel. Holy shit. Yeah. Oh my God. So this releases, you said tomorrow? Maybe maybe this is what we do after the weekly. Ooh. Thank you so much for continuously supporting Doll Imposter. I'm very excited to announce that we have reached over 300 positive reviews. Great achievement. Pleasure to keep evolving the game. This update brings a new map, 20 new dolls, 12 new actions. Oh my God, look at the dolls. Oh my God. 1 new screamer and a new mode called Mixed, which merges dolls from various maps into one. The beta of this update is already available in Steam's beta. Oh. The beta is available. I wanted to thank the translators, okay, for those who contribute, okay. The number of users, okay, do you care? Welcome to her. I have not tried In Silence yet. No, I've seen friends play it though. Nightmare mode. Slightly increased character speed due to map extension. That's nice. Good thought. Good think. What if Flash doesn't recognize me anymore? Okay, Sam. You literally have Sam in your name still. Okay. We can look at this later, though. Yay! I heard Forewarned and Silent Breath are good, too. Forewarned is great. Who are you? Oh, the beta is available. Hold on. Hold on. We gotta watch this together. Oh, shit. Night, I gotta sleep. Halen, thank you, friend. All right, was there anything that we could take away from that? Panda, Lost. Okay, this will be cool. Well, we definitely got to play it now. A few new hiding places for dolls. Yeah. And they're adding a new mixed mode. A new mixed mode that allows you to basically merge all the dolls to one map, like to here. So you can get dolls from the first map from the house, and you can get dolls from the circus. Yeah. Or amusement park, whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, man. That's pretty rad, Tad. I like it. Okay. So, I've got to make choices. So, the beta's available. The beta's available. Really want to see you play Slay the Princess? Have I seen that? Oh, it's black and white. Oh, it's very cartoony. That's kind of cool. Chinggis played it? Thorlar didn't like it. Interesting. Interesting. Is it very, it seems very story based. Seems very story based. Okay. Yeah, might have to check it out. So is there other game? What other game do they have? Oh, Scarlet Hollow. Okay, I see it. I sees it. Okay. Well, I've got to make some choices. What we might do, I feel like Doll Imposter would not need to take extremely long. I feel like we could play it. I think what I might do, hear me out. Hear me out. What I might do is tomorrow, maybe what we do is we do the weekly. We do the new Doll Imposter update, and then maybe I try out that other game I was talking about. The basically Where's Waldo horror game. The Let's Find Larry. I think it's like it's an itch.io game that's like super short. The Pilgrim one, I haven't even, that's apparently a co-op. I need to play that with friends. Maybe I saved that for Wednesday. Yeah, that's a new, I don't know, when did the Pilgrim one come out? Unless you get hyperfixated. Yeah, listen, if we're having fun, I'm fine with it. That's different. Pilgrim. When did this release? Do they have... PowerPoint presentation is a good game. Okay. I'll add it to my wish list, though. What was the game you played where you were in a haunted graveyard? In a haunted graveyard? I don't know. In a haunted grave? What game did I play where I was in a haunted graveyard? I don't know. Yeah, I can't. Devour, Ghost Watchers. GX has one, I think. There's a little graveyard in one of the maps on Ghost Watchers. I don't remember being in a haunted graveyard. Oh, May 31st this game came out. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. Multiplayer, when people died, they went into graves. Devour? Because in Devour, if everyone dies at the end of the game, you all go into graves. Can actually play G. Hey, there you go. I don't know. No clue. All right, let me get Twitch back up so we can see where we're going, friends. So as of right now, that's our plan. That's our plan as of this second, is we will do the weekly tomorrow. The new, I know that the beta is available, but they even said that there's could be bugs. So it's like, well, I'd rather make sure that we're playing on a solid version of it. So we'll do weekly Doll Imposter update, and we'll see from there. I'm thinking about doing the Let's Find Larry game thing. To stress you out. I have no idea what you mean. I doesn't know. Okay, who's doing what? Who doing what? Yeah, I just don't remember being in a cemetery where friends would go into said cemetery. You know what I mean? Oh, that's what we'll do. We haven't been over here in a minute. Rating wise, because I don't get that opportunity very often. If you're not subbed, there's a raid command for you. If you are subbed, there's one for you. Creepy tier 3s, we love you. That's for you. But thank you guys for an awesome stream. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Thank you guys for the follows. Appreciate you. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the biddies. All the loves, friends. If we reach the monthly, we will be having a very big viewer day. So we will see. We have a 24-hour that I owe you guys this month, so we'll be doing that too. Chiba! Chiba! Hi, Cheebs. Bye, Cheebs. Thank you, Mel. I appreciate you guys. Guys, if you're not in the Discord link is there. And the rest of the socials are there. My newest YouTube video is up. It is live. It is Stairway 7. I just remembered the other day that I didn't even actually finish editing Hospital 666. So if I get around to that, I'll post that one too. So I've got stuff to do. But for now, I'm going to go entertain some children and figure out what we're eating for dinner, which could end up being us going to get food somewhere. Thank you guys. Order in. That's probably what we're going to do. Listen, I'm happy. They're happy. Pizza Sunday. Everybody at the same time. Pizza, pizza, pizza. All right. We have not been over to see Mr. Math Man in a little while. We don't get to raid him very often because of time zones. Time zones restrict that, but he is live right now. So we are going to go say hi. Math is another amazing member of Midnight Society. Love that man. Super educated in every aspect of everything. He's got a separate, outside of his gaming content, he's got other content where he tries to teach streaming, like streaming practices. He's got a separate YouTube channel for it. It's great. He is a very kind, very generous person. Math is awesome. So we're going to go say hi. I'll be live tomorrow. Unless things change, which I always update the Discord if things happen, if they change, but I will be doing the weekly, and then we will do the doll imposter update, and then we'll see from there.
A real emergency.
What?
Landon pops my balloon.
Should we beat him? Okay, we're going to beat Landon. Sorry, he popped Izzy's balloon.
He said that whenever we go to the store, he's going to give me a whole pack of balloons.
With what money?
It's $20, and it only costs us like $3.
Trust me, you'll get another balloon, I promise. All right, say bye, chat.
Bye, cat.
Say bye over here. Say bye.
Bye, cat.
Say bye.
Bye, cat.
Bye.
Bye, cat. Bye, cat. Bye, cat. Bye, cat. Bye, cat.
All right, Goofy Goober.